Right, step number one. Make a 4x2 frame. So we got plenty of 1x3 8-foot length. So obviously one of these gets cut in half. That's the 4 foot down the side. And then I've already got some smaller pieces that were cut, which will form the cross braces. So 3 of those should do it. We'll put that out now. We'll see how long that takes. I'm gonna glue it and nail it, and potentially put in some screws as well, which would be just decking screws that I got. Has a tendency to split the wood, so what I'll do is I'll put a little drill hole in it first and then countersink. So we'll see how that goes. So even though it's an 8-foot piece of wood, I measured from this end and that end, and there's a bit in the middle. So I'm glad I measured it twice, once from each side, so I actually need to cut this twice in order to make sure I get a clean, straight cut. I have a square and I'll be using that to make sure I draw the line across. But yeah, it's off by about, well, I don't know how much that was. That about 1/4 inch. Anyway, glad I measured twice. So in the philosophy of measure twice, cut once. Just checking for fit before I cut the other 2. We'll put it upside down on the 4x2 base. So cut one cross member, so I'll put another one halfway down and the last one at the end there. So a short time later, we've got our 4x2 frame. Now our 4x2 board is about to get screwed to the top. Going to screw each of the 4 corners. Marked off here, it's 2 foot. Straight line across, screw down into the stud that was across. Okay, so it's in. Drilled some holes along the center there so wires can pass through. I opted not to glue a nail and instead not to glue a nail, and I put screws in instead. So I've gone along every 6 inches to keep this secure. That side I measured every 6 inches. This side was sort of more guesswork. Managed to avoid putting any nail or screw sticking through this other side, so nice and smooth on this side. So ready for making the legs. Right, so the legs. Feet to go up inside them, 4 in the pack, so that's 1 table set. We got some machine screws here and some finishing washers and some machine screw nuts. The idea is the legs are removable, feet adjusters to get the height right. From this table here, don't ask me how, but 40 inches is the operating height of the table. I just got it off of somebody else's layout. It's actually quite a nice height. It's just waist high. So I'll be doing the same as I did with these. These are just, you know, 2 1x3s in an L shape. Difference here is this one is screwed on the inside. I'm instead going to put one of those machine screws through on each side with the nuts either side so that they can be removable. So that's plan B. These ones I also, in the corner here, I put extra bit of scrap in the inside, and that's what the adjustable feet went on. So I'll do the same again, which means I have to cut the legs at 39 inches, not 40. It'll go flush, the leg will go flush into this corner here, so the L shape will be here, it'll butt right up, so be 39 inches, then I got 1 inch to get to the floor, want it adjustable, so that's the plan. Let's see how well we execute. So about 3/4 of an hour later, we now got 4 legs. Use this little piece of wood at the end, just drilled a hole up it, countersunk the legs, screwed them in. These just have 4 screws to create the legs. Now I have to drill the holes down these ends of the legs and corresponding holes into here, and we should be able to stand this one up. So coming up for 2.5 hours now. The legs were on, and I'd put 2 of the legs on and then realized I'd made a mistake. Put these lovely washers on the front and realized, well, it's now not flush, so giving it some module butts up to another module, it's going to be a problem. So already done it for everything except this last leg, just countersinking them. So I drilled a slightly larger hole, which actually has the added bonus that more of the thread is sticking through here for the nut to grab hold of. So one just need to do this last leg that way, and we'll be good to go. And there we are, shade under 3 hours, 2.25 hours, 2 3/4 hours. We have a 4x2 module with nice flush sides, removable legs, lightweight. Now we just put the foam back on top. That will add another inch to the height, so we can contour, and ready for electrical.